Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm so excited you guys are here. And today we are talking about balance. Balance. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. And today we're going to talk a little bit more. Balance. Yesterday we talked, it was the energies of 11:11 and balancing and finding the magic. And now that we've found the magic, now that we have begun to understand and recognize things that we may need to let go, things that come into our awareness, we need to find balance in those. We balance our inner knowing with our heart, with our brain, with our gut. It's a constant balance that we have. We've all been in circumstances where we know that maybe some things aren't the best for us. And sometimes we don't always listen. Sorry, let me check this real quick. But it's important for us to balance what we feel so strongly about, but what our ego mind, our resistance, may be saying. A lot of people, and they talk about this in yoga, make sure you balance both sides, right and left. This is the same thing when it comes to your intuition, about logical, about only listening to your gut and then not always listening to logical sense, or always listening to the brain and not the heart. Whatever language you want to put in it, it's important that you find balance. We've all been in circumstances when we're like, we know that we shouldn't be in. Our brain is telling us, our gut is telling us, don't enter, don't go. And you immediately trust both of them. But sometimes when they are in conflict, it's hard to decipher which one we should lean more towards. This is why you have to step back and sit with yourself and find your balance. And how you do that is recognizing whatever the situation is, what is your gut telling you? And a lot of people are visuals. This is why I write things, you see things. You do that old thing where you write what your gut is telling you and how it feels, and then what your brain is telling you. It's taking a different objective. You're looking at it differently when it's in paper in front of you. Because then you're like, okay, that doesn't make rational sense. This emotion is so strong, I can't dismiss it. You are truly recognizing the balance. And it takes a moment to step out of that, whatever it may be, find about a new relationship, a new job, leaving a job, leaving a relationship. It is important to put them both out and feel into each one. Everybody makes sometimes hasty decision. They're like, oh man, I wish I would have thought about that a little longer. But I'm encouraging you to, when you find your balance in a situation, is to write it down, see the pros and cons, feel into each emotion, feel into, okay, my brain is telling me this. Does this feel right? My gut's telling me this. Does it feel right? And you're going to begin to understand when your brain is protecting you, your ego, whatever you want to call it, and when your gut is. And then you begin to balance the brain and heart connection. And then it works together, where you become in recreating patterns where you begin to understand that this cycle of trusting fully and knowing yourself differently. I know when I have irrational thoughts, when my low self-esteem comes in, my lack of self-worth comes in, because it shows up this way. I know if I'm good morning, Jessica, over emotional, this, and my emotions start coming up, and this doesn't make sense. You begin to understand yourself deeper. So write these down. Recognize this pattern within inside of yourself, because this is how you truly create balance in your life, because you know how your maybe prior history, lessons show up, and then you know how to act accordingly, because that you've seen it in front of you. Cycles repeat themselves unless you stop the pattern, unless you delete the pattern. And then you can find the balance in every situation. But you have to come at it from a different perspective and look at it from a different angle. And sometimes when you do this enough and you get enough practice, it's easier for you to make decisions on the fly because you trust both sides of yourself. Balance and trust is very big right here. It's very in alignment. This is going to be like a shorter, hello, Mitchell. Good morning, guys. Thanks for being here. You guys will definitely have to watch the replay because we're talking about balance. This is going to be shorter because I think this is an exercise. This is a tool for you to truly start diving in and understanding yourself and finding the balance between your head and your heart, your head and your gut. Because when you begin to recognize yourself, it makes it really, really easy. Hello, whole new world. It makes it really easy to start saying, I know this about myself. I know that this is one of my things that flares up occasionally. And I know I need to not focus on this. I need to find my balance in this situation, and I'm going to go with my gut or this. Or you know what? I'm over emotional right now. My heart's going crazy, and I'm going to trust my gut, my head on this one. And then you start realizing that your head and your heart are actually one, and it's patterns that are ingrained of us that we think are in our brain that we aren't working together. That's another video. I'm not going to go really deep into that one. Find the balance here, and then we'll take it a step further, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe later in the month, on, wow, when I thought my brain was against me in this and it was two separate things, you realize that they're actually one. Kind of gets pretty heavy in there. So I was like, let's just do this tool first. Let's just do this tool first, and then get this iron pack down, and then we'll move to the next step. Sometimes I tend to move a little quickly. This takes practice. This takes a while, but then you can recognize all of you. So that is how to create balance in your life. Thank you guys for joining me. This is going to be a shorter video because I want the tools out there, and then I want you to practice them. And then I have an appointment too. So thank you for joining me. I will be back tomorrow. We're going live again. We're doing this all month long. You guys stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button so you get notified every time I'm live. I love you, you guys. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for the support. Yes, have a good day. Thank you guys for always being here. Have a wonderful day and a good morning.